Welcome to episode, my favorite number, episode 34. Please keep on coming back for more. I'm here with my lovely co-host, Miss Neha, or Mrs. Neha. How you doing today, babe?
Doing great, Joe. How are you?
I'm doing better. I'm with you, obviously, you know. Anyways, let's keep going. Let's keep growing. Thanks for
let's
keeping
make
this
a
party
note
going.
that this is episode 34, tribute to the legendary, the great Walter Payton.
The man. Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about Walter later on, but thanks for that. Episode 34, Illinois podcast. Let's keep having a little fun. Hopefully, we make you laugh a little bit. Hopefully, make you
shine,
like the sun right now. Like on us. Like we hope you shine like the sun. So, Major League Baseball. Shohei Ohtani
from the LA Dodgers,
Los Angeles Dodgers, is getting ready to do something potentially that's never been done before. 50-50. What's the 50-50? What 50 what?
50 home runs and 50 stolen bases.
Never been done before. There's been people that have done 40-40, 4 or 5 people, but no one's ever done 50-50, and he's on pace to do so. So, and he's not even pitching yet. Like, he's going to start pitching again next year. Shohei Ohtani is...
Has anyone ever done 50 strikeouts, 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases? No. But he could be...
Well, he wouldn't do the strikeouts this year.
Next year.
Unless you're talking about striking out on the bat, then he would...
No, he would, like, throw 50 strikeouts.
Not 50, though. It'd probably be... I mean, he's like a 150 to 200 strikeout guy, depending on the innings. I mean, he's amazing. He's amazing. He's a unicorn. He's kind of the Wemby of the... Actually, he's more like the Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders, but those are way too antiquated references. But there's actually a player, and I know it's college football. We don't talk about it too much.
Or WNBA, Caitlin Clark.
No, but I'm talking about people that do multiple sports. We're going to get to your girl. My girl. Our girl. I got sunshine. We'll get to it. But he's just like a unicorn. I mean, he's amazing. And he's going to be a DH, which stands for what?
Designated hitter.
Right. I thought you were going to say doofus. Hello. But no, you got it right. Designated hitter. He's going to be the MVP. Judge is going to probably be the MVP of the American League. But it's really been amazing. And it's so cool as a fan of the team I am, just to see somebody shine, and Dodgers are great, and he's great, and everything else. Now, what's not great...
being a fan of the White Sox.
Or White Sox, shall we say. They are on pace to be the worst team in Major League Baseball history. Okay? The worst.
So what's new?
Well... If you've been following the last couple episodes, obviously nothing's new. They keep sucking. But I guess the question would be, in the NFL, they have a 16-game season, and there has been a completely defeated team once, the Lions. Sorry, man. The Lions. If you were playing a sport, would you rather be, or actually rather not be, like, which would be worse? Being on an NFL team that didn't win any games?
It's debatable.
Or, well, that's what we're doing. Or be on a baseball team that was the worst of all time. Like, what would you...
I don't know. I mean, would I want to put my body through, like, aches and pains for 16 weeks and not win
anything?
A single time?
Not once.
I don't know. Like,
I mean...
Probably not. Or would I want to go through over 100 games?
160.
And win, like, a couple times.
Right.
And be, like, the worst.
Right.
Probably not.
So which would you...
I wouldn't want to be
What would
either.
be worse? But well, neither would I. But which would be worse? Like, what... Because actually make a great point about the physicality.
It depends on who you are.
But that's why I'm asking you. I'm asking who you are. You're Neha. And so what would you...
I don't think I'd want to be a lion.
Okay. Because you like to tell the truth. You don't want to be lying. You know what I mean? Like, right? Right. You know, I think you actually just brought up a great point. Because I think mentally, it would suck more to be the baseball because it's 160 games, and pretty much every time you're playing, like you're gonna, like we're gonna lose. Like we might win a game.
We might win, but we're still gonna suck.
Yeah, but in all likelihood,
but I think physically, I would not want to be a Lion.
No,
and mentally, I would not want to be a White Sox.
Right. So both would suck. You're saying you'd probably prefer not going through the physicality that the NFL does and losing every game, and I can't disagree. I think it's a good question. We're gonna put it up as a survey question. But
maybe watch it on our YouTube. I'll put up a poll.
Yeah. Actually, that's a great poll to do. What would be worse? What? Yeah. And we're such positive on this thing, but we should say that.
Look at our social media.
Yeah.
We need to start doing some stuff.
Absolutely. Agreed. Actually, we do. So anyways, just to keep put the bow on it. I know how much you used to love that. Ohtani's amazing, and the White Sox suck. So anyways, moving on. We'll talk about some funner things. The dub, WNBA. And let's not stop showing love to someone we don't talk about as much because we're more concentrated on what Chicago Sky are doing because we're right outside Chicago. And then, of course, Miss Caitlin, who we'll reference here in a second. But Asia Wilson, all right, leading the WNBA in points per game, leading the WNBA in rebounds per game, just above Angel. Second in blocks per game.
Who's leading in blocks?
I don't know. I know it was Cameron Brinker, but she didn't play enough.
She got injured.
She got injured. I don't know who is, but anyways, Miss Asia is going to be. She should be unanimous. Literally, she should everyone should just be like, okay, she's obviously.
Well, who's runner up to her?
Well, so runner up meaning who's going to be second in the voting?
Second and third.
I think, and I'd love to hear your thoughts too. So I'm going to say second and third in my thoughts, and then you say your thoughts. Okay. I think second is probably where does Miss Collier play? I know she's just crushed it from all levels.
Nafisa?
Yeah, Nafisa.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota Lynx.
Statistically, she's having an amazing year. And Breestu, who won it last year, is also leading the best team in WNBA. So I'd probably say, personally, they'll be my top three.
I know they are the best team, Liberty, but I think the Fever did crush them when Caitlin Clark did her first triple-double as a rookie.
Well, and let's talk about that because we watched the game yesterday, too, when Miss Caitlin Clark had her second
triple-double as a rookie.
Triple-double as a rookie. And I showed you a stat earlier, and I'm not going to get it totally right. So, but in the in the history, Caitlin Clark just had another 30-plus points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds, and then what's called the true shooting percentage. So we're not going to get into it. But here's what's really important about it. There's been 4 players in the history of the NBA and the WNBA that have done that more than once. And the list is Steph Curry, who did it 4 times as a rookie. The GOAT. He did it twice as a rookie. And Caitlin Clark, who's done it twice as a rookie. In the WNBA and the NBA history, those are the only 3 players that have ever done that 2 or more times. Holy crap.
As a rookie?
As a rookie.
As
a rookie.
Okay.
As a rookie. Which is crazy impressive. Just crazy. Caitlin is leading all WNBA rookies in points per game. And I think she's
ever.
No, we're just talking about this year.
This year.
She's top 10 in the WNBA in scoring right now. She's already got it. But she's leading all, and she's also
ever top 10.
Top 10 right now this year.
Okay.
We're going to just stick with this.
This year.
She's also leading the WNBA, not just rookies, but everyone in assists per game. And she also has made the most 3-pointers of everyone in the WNBA. If she's not the unanimous Rookie of the Year now, and I know I was one fighting for Miss Reese, and I think Miss Reese should be second without a doubt. Not even close. Shouldn't even be a question. It would be silly to even argue anyone else.
And third would be Rickea Jackson.
Yeah, sorry, Miss Jackson.
I am for real.
Nice. You never meant to make your daughter cry, but I apologize. But what Caitlin is doing is amazing. Like since July, she's crushing it. What is she doing since July?
So
okay, she's crushing it.
She's crushing it.
Yes.
So for every turnover,
yes,
she's 2 assists.
Yes. So yes.
Turnovers have lessened immensely.
Again, and we talked about this. I actually now believe that her not making the Olympic team was the best thing that could have ever happened to her for two reasons.
Who else would also voice you on that? Mr. Charles Barkley.
Well, no. Well, Charles said it was a shame that she didn't make it, and I understand.
No, but he said her not making it was one of the best things because it strengthened her,
resolve.
It strengthened her.
Yeah.
Her game. She got stronger.
We talked about that.
She got better.
She got that floater that we talked about. She got stronger. She got to rest. If you remember when the WNBA starts, if you guys don't know this, it's right almost a couple of weeks after.
She went to Mexico, siesta.
She did, but when the college season was done, she only had 2 weeks, I think,
2 weeks.
Most, right?
She was just playing hard for a year.
So that's and she was doing that because she made it to the title game 2 times in a row in college. So this was from the title game, 2 weeks go, and then all of a sudden you're playing against women who are a little bigger.
2 years back to back title game.
The two. So when Caitlin Clark was really kind of known in Iowa, we started following her more so. It was all about those logo shots, those logo threes, where she was basically, that really means that she's taking basically a men's shot, if not more.
Right here.
Right. Well, she's just holding up the traces. But, and I think most people just thought oh, she's like Steph Curry, the women's way, because she can shoot, which is cool.
Sabrina, she's like this. Sabrina.
You're right. By the way, much props to Sabrina. Much props. In fact, Caitlin just got a triple-double yesterday. We were watching the game. Her second. There's only been 4 or 5 rookies to ever have a triple-double more than once in a game. No, I'm sorry. I think there's only been WNBA history. There's only been 5 players that have had at least 2 triple-doubles in a season. I don't think just rookie.
But rookie, she's the only one. Rookie... only
you're probably right.
No,
but I
know.
Okay.
I know hands down.
You probably would.
She's the only rookie that's ever done it.
But did you see 2 of the other names on that list that have had at least 2 in a season? One was your girl Sabrina, and the other was my girl and our girl from Naperville, Miss Candace Parker. Yeah, which I thought was really cool just to see that too. Caitlin is amazing. We've been talking about Caitlin since the inception of this podcast, and we ain't gonna stop because that girl is a baller, and we're never gonna stop saying that. And all you guys and girls, all you boys and ladies that are watching this, no, you couldn't be. No. But I'm taller. First off, I'm a little over 6 feet. She's about my height. Okay. No. You're bigger. She's got handles. She can shoot. She's just been amazing. And I'm so proud that we've been touting her from the get-go, and I think we've been one of the few podcasts that have really kind of just been a supporter, not only women's sports, but certainly Miss Kate. And I'm proud of that. And we're going to keep watching it. We're going to keep going. Now, what we're also going to start watching, because it officially starts today.
In a couple hours.
To me, it's elongated holiday, right? Pretty much Thursdays, some Fridays, Sundays, and most Mondays, they're going to be dominated by this, for a long time moving forward. And
basically, Loud Central from Thursday to Monday.
Yeah.
You get 2 days of silence. And Saturday in the middle.
Saturday, yeah, because I'm not watching.
Saturday is always loud and crazy.
But you are also loud and crazy during those days. Let's not forget about it, right? I don't know why for sure. So the NFL starts today, and let's just concentrate on today. So today, the Ravens, who played the other team they're playing today in the AFC Championship game last year in Baltimore, and whoever won that game got to go to the Super Bowl. It's a rematch of the AFC Championship game from last year. It's two quarterbacks that have been two-time regular season MVPs in Mr. Lamar Jackson and for our beloved Chiefs, Mr. Patrick Mahomes. Although this time it's not going to be. This time it's not going to be in Baltimore. It's going to be at Arrowhead. It's going to be in Kansas.
The loudest stadium. Make some noise.
I've been there once. I know you've been there probably, I assume, more than once. It is the loudest stadium I've ever been by far, by the way. So right now, Ravens are playing against Chiefs. Ravens are the underdog. The Chiefs are favored by 3 points. And we're going to talk about this too, because I'm going to go into stuff like this. And the over-under for the game is 46.5 points. That means that if you bet the over, that means you think both teams are going to combine for more than 47 points. And if you bet the under, you think both teams are going to combine for 46 points or less. Does that make sense? Is the over-under too much? It's a total of the game that Vegas is. So right now,
so they're going to score
right now
together 46 points.
Well, right now they're saying the line is 46.5. Right, so if you're betting in Vegas, you say, okay, I'm going to take the over. That means you think they're going to have at least 47 or more points combined. So it'd be like a 24 to 23 game, or a 28 to 19 game, or something like that. Right?
Okay.
If you bet the under, then you think it'd be 46 or less. So it'd be like a 21 to 46 or less. So it'd be like a 26 to 20 game or blah, blah. Does that make a little sense?
Sure.
You're going to get this because we're going to do this from now. And the team's favored by 3. So right now when the game starts in Vegas, if you bet, Ravens are winning 3-0. I know that makes sense. We covered that last year, right? Like if you're favored by 3, then you're favored. You get that, right?
Yep.
So for instance, if the Chiefs win today 27-24, then if you bet for either team with the point spread, it's a wash. Because 27-24, Chiefs win, but the Ravens get an extra 3 points. So now it's 27-27. That's a wash. But the 27-24 would be a total of 51 points. The over-under is 46.5. So if you bet the over, you'd win the over portion. Does that make a little sense?
Yep.
Okay. So who you got?
Chiefs.
So with the points.
When do we ever bet against the Chiefs?
Okay, so you got the Chiefs with the points. And what about the over-under? Do you think it's going to be less than or more than a total of 46.5?
Less.
Okay, so your bet to Vegas would be the Chiefs with the under. I'm going to say the Chiefs with the over. Doesn't matter. We'll just see what happens next week, but we're doing this throughout the year. But I can't wait to watch it. I know you can't wait to. We love watching Mr. Mahomes and certainly Mr. Swift. Mr. What's his name? Mr. Kelsey. Taylor Swift. So it's gonna be exciting, and I can't wait for us to clap hands when cool things happens, and I'm gonna get a little loud, and it's just.
But we may have to increase our time if we're gonna do a bet every time, and include our movie revisits.
No, we're gonna be good. Right? We're doing good. Remember, I got now because it's football season. I hope you guys have looked over here more than once. This is our 34th episode. My wife, my partner, my co-host,
Your life,
the better looking one, knows what that gentleman means to me. So if I can, I just want to give a little quick tribute to Mr. Walter Payton. So I started watching sports very young, but still didn't.
When he was in his diapers.
When I was in my day, and in the early '80s. I went to the Chicago Auto Show, and Walter Payton was a spokesperson for Buick at the time. And on 2 separate occasions, I got, and I wish I knew where they were, so I'd have that freaking safety deposit. But I had 2 autographed pictures from him back then that unfortunately have been lost. But here's why I mentioned that. So I was like 5, 6, whatever, 4 or 5, whatever the heck I was, years old. And he was, how you meet some people and you're like, oh, I don't really want to talk to that person again. But then, you meet other people and you're like, wow, Like I'm a better person just because I was in that person's presence.
Yep.
It's one of my first memories as a kid, as a child, is being around Walter Payton, who was signing autographs for everybody and dealing with thousands of people, and how he made me feel. Then I started watching him play. And I know a lot of y'all haven't even watched him play live, but I watched him live. I grew up with both these guys from the Chicagoland area, obviously. Walter Payton was a player that I think is the greatest complete football player of all time. And the reason I say that is, as a football player, and you're a running back, it'd be great if you could run well. It'd be great if you could catch the ball well. It'd be great if you could block well. So one of your teammates got the ball, you're watching right? And what he also did is he could actually pass well too, which is not really a prerequisite to be a great running back. He has the most touchdowns by a running back in history. Still has that record. Had the rushing record when he retired. Had the scoring record when he retired. Those have since been beaten players from a player that played longer than him. That was really good, Mr. Emmett Smith. But Walter Payton, and another thing too, there's so many times now that you see a player, make a nice play and then run out of bounds because he doesn't want to get hit. Walter Payton knew there was always two ways to go through you if you were trying to tackle. Either go through you, or, and you've seen the pictures of this, or jump over you. Like, because he was a track person in college too. He went to Jackson State, HBCU. Was amazing. So, anyways, it's our 34th episode. Getting ready to start some football. I know you were too young to watch him, but any thoughts on him from Central Illinois? I know you're from Chicago, and I'll be getting moved away with what 2 seconds. But any thoughts from Central Illinois on Walter Payton, or was he past the time you would even know anything about watching him? Which is fine, by the way. I'm older than you, much older.
Like, to be really honest, I didn't know too much about Walter Payton.
What are your thoughts on him as you've learned anything?
But as I've learned more about him, I know that he's just an amazing person, and he is truly like an amazing sportsman, and he is a legendary player.
Yes.
Like, he's just amazing, and he's very talented, and I think almost every person who gets into sports should look up to him.
Nice.
And try to just aspire to, be the type of sportsman he was.
Totally agree. And we both saw the picture. Obviously, I know I'm wearing a Nirvana shirt, everybody, but my favorite band is Pearl Jam. I've been following them for 30 plus years. And there's a beautiful picture of Eddie Vedder, the lead singer of Pearl Jam, wearing a Walter Payton jersey, basically hugging and doing a selfie, with Jared Payton, Walter's son, at the last Pearl Jam concert here in Chicago, which was pretty badass. So I love Walter Payton. He made me fall in love with sports, made me fall in love with football, made me fall in love with he used to have a saying called, don't die easy. Meaning like, oh, you want to try to stop me? Then let's go. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to shy away from anything. I ain't scared, and I've tried.
Yeah, live with passion, live with a fight.
Yes, which you do, and which one of the reasons I love you so much. But it was certainly how I fell in love with him, and I'm glad I did. Quite frankly, he's just a great person, and his son, daughter, are great kids too. That Brittany is his daughter, and Jared is his son, and they're both doing really wonderful things. They both have television in some sense, sports related and everything. So, just a great guy, and don't meet your heroes because they can disappoint you unless you meet your hero, and he does it, because then it's like, okay, here's why he is who he is, because I did meet him and he made me feel amazing, and he was this awesome guy, and literally, last thing, and then it was pre-Michael, I'm sorry, I'm boring you, you're yawning, it was pre-Michael Jordan time too, so like Walter was the Michael Jordan of Chicago, before, what I mean, like he was that dude. He wasn't that dude throughout the entire country, although he was very well respected and very well loved, and everybody badass, ended up leading everyone in rushing, but he was that dude. And for him to be that dude, but still be so grounded and so cool, like, I think life is not about how much money you make or how famous you are. I literally think it is how you treat people. I really do. And we both subscribe to that. So we just try to treat people the way we want to be treated. We want to be treated well. So, and anyways, I love you, Walter. And so thank you for that. Now,
Yep.
Awesome. I think you should do movie review time because I kind of feel like, you can do it really succinct if you want. If not, I'll do it.
Okay.
Are you scared of it?
Okay, so
what's the movie?
Movie?
Yeah.
It's not movie review.
Movie resuscitation.
Movie revisits.
Movie revisits.
And you can go in the theater.
Yes.
And if you find your local drive-in,
yes,
you can drive there and see it on the big screen.
Baby, won't you drive my car?
And this is the movie from the 80s.
Right.
The Breakfast
Not Lunch or Dinner.
So it's starring Judd Nelson, the bad boy.
Yes.
Emilio Estevez, the jock. Molly Ringwald, the popular princess.
Yes. Ali Sheedy.
Ali Sheedy,
the weirdo.
And Anthony Michael Hall, the nerd.
The dork.
So they all have Saturday school detention.
Right.
And so they're all in the library, and the principal...
The actor's name is actually Paul Gleason.
The principal.
His name is Richard. And remember Brandon calls him Dick? He's like, Dick.
So his name is Richard. Richard, Mr. Whatever.
Yeah.
And Judd Nelson.
Yeah.
Bender.
John Bender.
The rebel calls him Dick.
Yeah.
To really get on his nerves.
He's like, Dick.
And he's that typical principal that has a power trip.
Yes.
And he thinks he's bad, but
he said, "Don't mess with the bull, son, or you'll get the horns." He's that guy. You're totally right.
So it leaves him in the library, thinks that they're going to follow his rules, but they just get into mischief.
Yes.
And they're all enemies, but then they all quickly become friends.
Right. Because they sit around and they do a little something together.
They get into trouble and they get weed from Bender's locker.
Then he puts it in Brian, the Anthony Michael Collins, he puts it in his pants.
They put it in the nerd's pants.
And then the principal comes out, he's like, "What's going on, Bender?" He's like, "No." He's like, "You got drugs?" And he's like, "No, I put them in Brian's pants."
Yeah, and they all have fun.
Yes.
And at the end of the story, they all become friends.
Yes.
And end of story. And
so, first off, that was probably the best movie resuscitation we've ever done. That was amazing. And as the movie ends, you get to see everyone kind of hook up in their own way. Like the weird chick goes with Jock, and then the popular chick goes with the fucking smoking guy. Bender, and Anthony Michael Hall goes with his hand. That doesn't matter. Who cares? But still,
they all have fun.
It's great. And the movie ends really quick, and I know we're going to end here soon. Movie ends, I think, with one of the coolest endings of all time. It's the letter that the dork writes for all of them, and he basically says he's like, "Oh, you want us to write about who we are? What we found out is that we're all a dork, and we're all a popular girl, and we're all a weirdo, and we're all a jock, and we're all a smoke. That's who we are." And then as the movie ends, you see Judd Nelson character Bender and the song "Don't You
Forget About Me."
And then he goes up and he puts his arm up and it's iconic, it's great, right? And it made us feel good. What's your rating, 1 through 5? Give it to us. What do we got?
4.5.
I also give it a 4.5 out of 5. That's 90%. That's an 8. If you are, it's cool. Moises. Anyways, Isaiah's friend. I don't know. Anyways, we appreciate you guys. We thank you guys. I appreciate you. I think you kind of carried this one. I'd give you an A+. I'd give you a 5 out of 5. Give me about a 2.5. But we'll see you next week, right?
Yeah. Have a great week, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.